What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Urgent stream, urgent day stream. Hit the like button on this. Somber news. Ahead of UFC 303. Make sure the stream is up and ready to go here. Let's see, are we live? Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay, it looks like we are live. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing in the chat? Boom, we're good. Okay, we are live. All right, so unless you live under a rock, Conor McGregor, the press conference, we did a stream last night about it. Conor, they canceled the press conference for UFC 303. Michael Chandler was on his way over there, and then right before, like, don't get on the plane, bud. Stay home, go back to the gym, train for whoever and whatever. And as the story develops, it's looking less and less likely that Conor McGregor will be fighting at 303, and I'll tell you why. Last night when we were making predictions on saying, okay, will this happen? I was 50-50. I was saying 50% chance he will show up and make the walk at the end of this month. And the other 50% is no, injury or whatever the hell else is going on. I am leaning towards injury. I think the situation is an injury. I think that he will fight in the octagon. I just don't think it's going to be at the end of this month. Something popped up, and the UFC has not released any information on what is going on. A very fishy situation. Never seen anything like this, really. Usually if something pops up, something gets canceled, there's a reason. And with promotion getting pulled off of the UFC's YouTube channel, there was a McGregor-Diaz fight that was yanked on ESPN Plus. If you go over there and you check out, I tried to buy the pay-per-view just to see, and I had an error message. Now, some people were saying in Canada you can still do it. I don't know how true that is. Someone said I was lying on Twitter, so I said, hey, send me receipts. Send me a screenshot of you ordering it. Someone said on it, never sent a screenshot. There's no evidence of anyone ordering UFC 303 in advance. And I know from previous situations that the UFC loves to get those pay-per-view buys, you know, to just build up that momentum and just sell those pay-per-views. And if you are a fighter on the card, if you are Conor McGregor and you get the pay-per-view buys, you get a percentage of it, of course, you're going to want people to start buying right now. So with that being said, promos getting pulled, you know, not able to buy the pay-per-view, all fingers are leading into the direction that this is a canceled situation. Maybe Chandler fights someone else. We threw names in the hat last night about, Max Holloway probably being a front runner, right? You throw a BMF thing there, or you might have to scrap it all together and figure out, okay, are we going to yank someone off of the UK card? Like, are you going to pull a champion from someplace else and try to drag it into the end of the month? Are you going to cancel it? I don't think that's the case because it is International Fight Week, so most likely the show goes on. But without the Mac involved in this, it's very, very peculiar. It's a very odd situation. We've been covering this for 8 years in August, and I don't think I've ever seen a situation quite like this one, especially when it's wrapped around a star as big as the mystical Mac. So that is quite odd. You know, there's a lot of things that are just not adding up and not quite making sense. Give me a second here. Can't see shit on this. Anyway, so I was looking at media members that usually break news, guys like Ariel Helwani who have inside sources, and the last thing that he posted, and I'll get to the chat in a second, guys. Make sure you hit the like button. The last thing Ariel put out there, let me just refresh it just to make sure. Helwani, well, he retweeted something from Paulo Costa. But the last thing on Conor was basically no news at the moment. I hope, the hope is this fight is still on. There's a possibility, I'd say, but they have sent out feelers to see who might be able to fill in, either as a replacement or an entirely new fight at the top of the bill, still developing and still some time. You do have The Ultimate Fighter that's tonight that I am not going to watch because The Ultimate Fighter is hot trash. I didn't watch when Conor, I tried watching. We did live streams when Conor was on there. Usually he's fun. Yeah, I couldn't even watch that. So I'm definitely not watching that tonight. I don't care how good you think the fights are going to be. I don't want to sit there through the soap opera. It's fucking stupid. So I'm not going to do that. And before, you know, in other Ultimate Fighters, I would just fast forward, you know, watch the replay and just kind of catch the fights. And maybe I'll do that if it's good, but I really have zero interest. Maybe we can go the other angle and say this is a complete publicity stunt, and they're going to like say, okay, right before the Ultimate Fighter starts, which hasn't been getting the greatest of views, right before the Ultimate Fighter starts to get views, maybe like, okay, we're going to announce what's going on with UFC 303. Maybe this is a publicity stunt. You know, maybe they have a master plan where they're trying to get buzz. I mean, you got us idiots live streaming right now when we wouldn't typically be live streaming and putting out posts on social media. You got everyone talking about this, from fighters to fans to media members. Everyone is speculating about this. So people are talking, but the question is, well, wouldn't they be losing money, you know, not being able to sell the pay-per-views, or people saying, hey, man, I'm going to be putting in for a refund for something like this? I mean, you can't quite do that yet because technically the fight's still on. They never canceled the fight. They didn't say that Chandler and McGregor aren't going to compete. So if they did say they were going to compete, if that was confirmed, well, then you can call up the old ticket master and say, hey, listen, this is not the product that I bought, and you can get a refund. I've actually been part of that before. So yeah, you can get a refund for something like that. So we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out, but I am very, very pessimistic. I went from 50-50 Conor's going to fight to 75-25. I'm not 100%. I want to be, I want to be 100% that he is fighting, but I'm about 75% that he's not fighting. It's just, as time passes, it's slowly leading into the direction where I truly believe he's hurt. I heard speculation that people are saying that, you know, inside source says he's hurt and this and that. I wouldn't believe any of that nonsense, to be honest with you. I think people are just looking for fucking attention. Kind of like me right now. I hit the like. Anyway, I want to get your comments in the chat. Me as a fan, I'm gutted. Me as a content creator, I'm even more gutted over here because, I mean, it's just, as the kids like to say, number one bullshit, you know? No, as Khabib likes to say. But anyway, thank you, Tropic Tom, for the donation. Let's see. Hopefully this plays. Let's see. Let's see. I saw that pop in. Very kind of you. If not, I'll be reading super chats. But thank you, Tom, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could know. Yeah, it's not fucking playing. Like, what is up with that? All right, I'll read them. Streamlabs and super chat don't want to play with each other anymore. I wonder what that's about. Anyway, Tom comes, says, once you attach the pillow to 303, the event was cursed. Just burn it. As for tough, take your pick. The unwatchable females or the ultimate forehead. Yeah, I'm not watching. I am not watching Tough. Thank you very much for the $5. I appreciate you, man. Definitely not watching Tough. In fact, you know, he's saying the burning the pillow. We had this on our Fuqua Friday wheel. It never landed on it. And I'm like, okay, if Conor McGregor is fighting at UFC 303, yeah, I'm giving away this Big Shots officially licensed pillow. You know, you do whatever the hell you want with this thing. But if he is not fighting on there, I am thinking about doing a stream burning this fucking pillow. Now, Conor's never pulled out of a fight. It's never happened. Conor has always shown up, whether he was injured or not, no matter what the opponent was. If one fell out, he would take whoever else was on deck. So Conor's not that type of guy. And I'm going to go back, piggyback with what I was saying last night. And if you missed that stream, go watch it after this. But Conor, I have a feeling if he is injured, I have a feeling he's like, okay, let's push this as long as I can because I do want to compete. Maybe I'll get another opinion or something. And, you know, I feel like that he would want to compete, you know, at this event. But at the same time, where he stands as this version of Conor, should he take that risk fighting injured? And the answer is no, he shouldn't. 35 years old. You got all the money in the world, a lot on the line. If you win this fight, the UFC is going to crowbar you into a way more fun situation after this. So, yeah, it would be a disaster if Conor took this fight injured. And the last time he took a fight injured, his leg snapped in half. If it's the same leg that is injured from the serious injury that he recovered from, I mean, chances are that's the case, you know? So, I'm very pessimistic, and I'm fucking pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I was excited about this because my folks are coming in. My mom was gonna be in town for the event. We were gonna have our live stream. It was gonna be a blast. It would have been a huge night for us. And it's just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I don't know. It's to the point where we waited 2 years. I understand it was a serious injury, but the ups and downs, the roller coaster ride. I'd rather transparency. I'm big on transparency when it comes to things that I enjoy in life or people I want to associate with. Just be honest. Just tell me the fucking truth. Is he fighting? Is he not fighting? UFC, you see everyone out there speculating about this. Yes, we're all talking about it. I get it. But there are paying people or potentially paying people that want to know what's up. These are customers. These that you're just dangling around to not disclose any information on this or rest people's worries that are looking to pay for something like this, or rest people's worries that are actually going to travel to this event. People that paid for airfare across the country or across whatever from another country, paid to go to the event, an obnoxious price. I think they are owed, I should say, an explanation on this. Like, this is fucking stupid, man. Like, honestly, this is really ridiculous. I mean, what's going on here? Is it Conor holding things up? Is it the UFC holding things up? Like, I mean, let's get to the bottom of this shit. It's ridiculous. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of sick of everyone like constantly refreshing and seeing, okay, is anything breaking over here? It's like just fucking tell us. What's the plan here? Anyway, let's jump into the chat, see what you guys think. I mean, it's just, all this is frustrating. I'm sick of talking about Conor. I gotta be honest with you, I'm sick of fucking talking about him, and I'm a fan of him. Like, this is making me not a fan anymore. Like, this is getting stupid. I don't know. It's all about money, right? We'll be waiting a long time. He's not fighting this year. Okay, fair. I mean, you it's a good chance he's never fighting again. I mean, it'd be funny if he got staph. I mean, that would be hilarious, right? That'd be fitting, right? Also, I mean, you could dig up tweets of Conor McGregor back in the day saying, I mean, probably not even that long ago, Conor McGregor saying that, hey, you know what? I've never pulled out of a fight. I never pull out. Like, he hangs his hat on that. And that's probably why this is not being announced. It's probably why we have no idea what's going on, because Conor McGregor's trying to find any way to make that walk. And maybe the injury is there and Conor's like, I'm going to fight. And the UFC's like, no, bro, like, we don't want what happened the last time again. It could be that too. Who knows? Maybe he said that it's out of his hands. The post that he put on Instagram, let me play in a second. Let's all take a moment to kiss Moss on the forehead. Please. I mean, I'm fucking stressed out here. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. I just want to see this fucking guy fight. I want the buzz to leave. I don't want this shit. This shit is nonsense. Thank you, Casey. Right over. Smooch me right there. Anyway, Conor's post on Instagram is what's on our thumbnail. It's him with his family. It's his wife and his daughter hanging out on the couch. It's the back of his head, the side profile. You can look at the thumbnail. And he puts, thank you, God, with praying hands and a little heart. What's the problem? Why can't we fucking tell? Why can't? All right, thank you, God. That's great. How about you tell us? How about you tell the 10,000 people that were going to show up for the press conference? 10,000 people who put time out of their fucking lives to go show up. The media members that were going to show up to the press conference. What, is it you? Is it the UFC? What's going on here? They stopped selling tickets to the event. Well, I think it's sold out. But the pay-per-views, I don't think you can get it. I tried. I got an error message. Did anyone order the pay-per-view? Let me know in the chat. We got $1.71. How many people have you actually tried to order the pay-per-view? If you did, if you have it, if you have confirmation, like after all this, the press conference, anyone offer actually get through and get a transaction or order the pay-per-view? And if you didn't, and you're going to try through our promo link. We have a link literally in our description down below. Use our link so we get a kickback. But anyway, try it and let me know. Send me a screenshot of the confirmation so I can have some sort of ease, because I got to be honest with you, there's nothing right now. He looks like he's not fighting. Give us Conor, man. McGregor drinking. Chandler would smash him, and he knows it. You saying he's scared? Is that what you're saying? Let's go with that. I don't give a shit what it is. Just give us something here. Imagine Conor's like, hey, let me tell you, and he's like, I'm terrified. I don't want to fight this little guy. Maybe that's it. He's got AIDS. Yeah, he could have AIDS. Poor Tom will send you some turtle wax for Christmas. Come on, man. Get them all set. Conor versus Chan Chan. Could it be mental warfare? I thought that originally. As soon as I found out the press conference was canceled, that's the immediate thing. I was like, you know what? This is perfect. Chandler's getting ready to travel. He's in the middle of a training camp. Then he's like, no, you don't have to travel. I actually, if it was warfare, he would actually let him go all the way to Ireland and then have him go back. Like, that would be so fucked up, right? But I don't think it is, because if you think about it, all the fans that got screwed along the way and the media members that traveled to this event, a lot of people got screwed. So listen, something serious happened. For them to not have this press conference, like, I understand press conferences don't mean anything, but there were 10,000 people about to show up in Dublin to sell this fight, and then they scrap it and never give you an explanation. If they scrap it and gave an explanation, then we could speculate. Then we could say, oh, okay, yeah, that's probably Conor McGregor playing games, or it's probably the UFC doing this or that. But then to take promotion down, the UFC's taking promotion down and pulling things. I mean, there are some situations where, it could be clever marketing, sure, but I don't, at the expense of fans. That's the only thing that doesn't make any sense. Why do it at the expense of the fans, at the expense of the people that are now so stressed out that the money they spent on the tickets and the flights and the hotels, well, they don't know if Conor's going to show up. It's ridiculous. Conor playing 4D chess on the fans, wants us to hate him so he's motivated to win us all over again. Brilliant. I tell you what, I understand as long as you're paying, but here's the problem. Well, if he shows up, then it's going to be hard to cancel your trips. The tickets are already paid for. It's already sold out. So yeah, I mean, this would be so fucked up. This would be so fucked up if this was all a publicity stunt, putting people through this. It would be fucked up. Khabib needs to pay back taxes. That would be fun. Khabib comes out of retirement because he had to pay the taxes. Maybe. It's been over 1 win in 7 years. Well, listen, I understand if you don't like Conor McGregor, you're probably rejoicing right now, right? But at the same time, you're getting more Conor McGregor information shoved down your throat. You can't even go on X without seeing Conor McGregor stuff. So, you could either try to dance on his grave, or you're just getting force-fed all this stuff. I mean, I have a feeling, like, this is what I've learned. And I've learned it with myself as well. The more people hate on you, the more they're fans of you, right? So, I mean, it could be that too. Like, maybe you guys are super fans and you like all the drama and nonsense. Maybe, it's possible, to each his own. Casey jumping in with the super chat said, stepped on a nail today and my foot got so bloody. That's another thing that's got me so pissed off right now. My super chats aren't playing. I got to read these things like one of these other fucking gazillion MMA YouTubers. Come on, what's going on? My Streamlabs, pull your shit together. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. It's working now. We got it, baby. It's working.
Wonderful.
Oh, shit.
God works in mysterious ways, Moss.
God does work in mysterious ways. I just got to start believing in that guy, I got to start believing in that guy. But thank you, Optimistically Cynical. Okay, so that was a Streamlabs, but I got some fantastic news over here. It's a freaking miracle. It's working again. It's fucking working. We're working, baby.
Let's all take a moment to kiss Moss on the forehead.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. I just wanted my alerts back. Thank you. Big smooch on the forehead. Okay, guys, thanks. Anyway, so yeah, I'm leading 75-25 in facts. I mean, listen, gun to the head, I'm saying he's not coming back. He's not even going to fight ever again. That's what I'm saying over here. But I hope I am completely wrong. This is to sell tickets. They already sold them. It's sold out, isn't it? Isn't it done? Doesn't everyone have tickets already? Is that what's going on? Let's see. Computer was tired, Moss. I needed some rest. Okay. I'll believe it when I see it. When McHandtruck actually shows up for a fight, he would rather party and cheat on his wife with loose women. Well, did you see the short that we put up? That's his fiance. First of all, he's not married. That's his fiance. Second of all, I'm pretty sure They must have some sort of agreement where Conor goes out and does whatever the fuck he wants, because his wife, or his fiance, I should say, looks like she's pretty into him. Check out the last video we put up. So, whatever's going on in their relationship, knock yourselves out, you know? It's not my business. Christ is Lord, say it, Christ is Lord. I just said it. I said it twice for you, right there. He might come back for BKFC. Well, listen, he's under contract. So, you can't just say, oh, I'm not going to fight, and then all of a sudden go BKFC. Like, that's just not how things work. Unless the UFC just releases him. And I promise you, they're not just going to fucking release him. They're not going to let him go that easy. When you got a big fish like that. Next man up, who is going to fill the card? Well, listen, Max Holloway makes all the sense in the world. And now, if you're Michael Chandler, and you're like, you waited 2 years for this, and then now you got to fight Max Holloway, who looks like on top of his game, just finished Justin Gaethje. Now you got to fight Max. I mean, I'm assuming Michael Chandler got money under the table to just kind of chill and just wait. I just have this weird ass feeling, or I mean, he probably made a ton of money just off of appearances and grew his social media because he's the guy that's fighting Conor McGregor. So I'm pretty sure that Chandler was probably taken care of and he's financially fine. He doesn't really need this fight. He's just doing this, you know, for more exposure, more money, whatever. But man, that sucks to wait 2 years and then you're gonna have to fight someone else. Like that's crazy. It's criminal what happened to Chandler. Yeah, and I tell you, as fans, we are screwed, right? Because when Michael Chandler finally came over from Bellator, there was nothing boring about Michael Chandler. He's been like a breath of fresh air ever since he got inserted to the roster. Say what you will about him with his motivational speeches and whatever the fuck he does behind closed doors. I don't care. But him as a fighter, are you not entertained? I mean, Michael Chandler really, like, just impacted the UFC when he got in there. Almost became a champ. This freaking close to being Charlie Olives. You know? And sidelined for 2 years. I mean, he's already pushing 40, and they sidelined him for 2 years, and then he might not even fight Conor now. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy, man. It's really madness, man. I would love to know what the hell is going through Michael Chandler's head. I would love to know it.
Super chat.
KC!
Stepped on a nail today and my foot got so bloody.
Okay, so there we go. The super chats are playing. Thank you. People keep assuming it's on McGregor or the UFC, but what if Chandler just doesn't want to fight McGregor anymore? He wants a less known opponent for less money. That's not it. Yeah, that's not it. You know Michael Chandler wants McGregor. You know it. Like, he just wants to fight McGregor, and he wants that McGregor red panty night to get paid. I mean, I would put everything on that. Everything on that. Kind of did more wrestling on Roadhouse than the UFC. We could have had 3 fights with Chandler, right? Like, Chandler could have been super active. He says, I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time. Well, you're here for a long time, and we haven't really had a good time the last 2 years because you've been sidelined. See you at the top? When are we going to see you? When you're 50? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy, man. It really is crazy. I do believe, though, behind closed doors, I mean, the way Michael Chandler's been handling this, like I said, I do believe he's been compensated. I believe that he has a good relationship with Conor and the UFC, and I think that's why he's been so kind of hush-hush and just cool with everything, you know? When this is all said and done, if they fight or if they don't fight, I have a feeling eventually we're going to hear what happened, like, what happened behind, why was Michael Chandler, why did he handle it like this? There's got to be a tell-all story after this from him. I'm curious to hear that. I think this is the reason for not saying the fight is off. They want to announce the replacement fight first. Yes, because if you think about it, people that are traveling for this weekend and all this stuff, like, they don't want people canceling. Because once you say the fight is off, people are like, I'm out. I'm not going to buy the pay-per-view. I am not going to travel over there. I'm going to cancel my trip. I'm going to cancel the hotel. I'm going to try to get my airfare back. I am out. I am not going. So what you need to do is say, okay, sit back and say, who's next? And how are we going to make this exciting to people where we can kind of just do the old switcheroo? So I agree. Yeah, that's exactly what the UFC is doing right now. I agree. There's no other reason. There is no other reason for them not to tell us what's going on. We're all panicked. Now I'm going to check on Twitter. Okay, let's see. So Ariel, still nothing. Okay. I'm going to look to see if there's anyone else. We're 3 weeks out from the most anticipated fight of the year with the biggest name in combat sports, and everything is suddenly being canceled. Read between the lines. This is just what people are saying here. McGregor actively on IG commenting as of 15 minutes ago, but no official word of UFC 303 if it's canceled or not. So did he put another post up? Let's see. Let's see if McGregor posted anything else. Okay. So yes, a post just came up while we were live. I mean, this could be a complete troll move. Or, okay, so this was just posted. There's my dirty screen, but this is Forged Stout. So a little advertisement over there. I mean, while everyone's talking about him, why not advertise it? And it's hard eyes. The caption is heart, the emoji with the hard eyes, and then the heart emoji. So, like, it's almost like he's, like, and it's got a beautiful background. He's on some sort of balcony. Everything looks great. Bro. So, okay, let me ask you in the chat this. This is my question to you guys out of curiosity here. As I delete, there's a stream schedule that I did not schedule. Hold on a second. Okay, let me ask you this. Who's holding this up? Is it the UFC or is it Conor? Who's holding this situation up? Or is it both? Let me know your theories, because I am like, man. Stout in your mouth. Think Tyson just 57 and Conor's on coke. That's why things are happening, but I could be wrong. Yeah, think about it. Mike Tyson not fighting Jake Paul, which I don't think is ever going to happen. Seems like they're looking elsewhere for the Netflix thing. Netflix apparently saying that they don't want anyone else. They want Mike Tyson to come back to do their first big boxing event. Look up McGregor's court case. There's something about a case risking the fight 5 days. Huh. It's Netflix, McGregor versus Chandler in bare knuckle. Well, that's not happening. There's contracts. Can't do that right yet. Never say never, but that's not happening right now. Not while you're under contract with the UFC. USADA was holding McKenzie up for 2 years. I tell you, that was a weird situation too, right? When during COVID, when Conor McGregor was not allowed to fight because they wanted to put him in an arena and he was looking to come back, and then everything just started to fall apart after that. Like, the UFC mishandled Conor so bad. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how you have this cash cow and how you could they handled COVID great, but handled their fucking superstar terribly. It really made no sense. Like, they were holding him back and not letting him compete because it was at the apex. Blows my mind. And then it all fell apart. When he finally came back, everything just started to fall apart. What's bigger for Netflix? Jake Paul versus McGregor or Jake Paul versus Tyson? I think Netflix offered Dana a Conor deal. Wow. I mean, well, they have a deal with ESPN. They're all still under contract with ESPN. So if that's the case, that can't be it, man. ESPN's contract's coming to a close. So yes, once that's done, I think Netflix is going to flirt with them tremendously, especially after watching Dana White in the post-media scrum for 302. The way he kept his mouth shut with Netflix. And then Jake Paul just put a post out trolling Dana about that. It went over a lot of people's heads because they didn't see the media scrum. But I don't think right now, no, but down the road, yes. Contracts. So, like, bare knuckle or contracts involved, you can't do that. Netflix, you can't be leaving ESPN. You have X amount of events. So, no, I mean, I don't see that. And could you imagine shelving them until 2025 now? I don't know. That's weird. Chandler versus Max. And I think Conor versus Jake Paul, which I never want to see. But Conor could lose like 5 straight and you could still make Conor versus Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, that still sells. So He doesn't really quite need to, like, he can do whatever he's doing right now. Knox should step in. Chandler versus Max. Ed Pereira versus Yuri. Or I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they reach out to Alex. Yeah, I have a weird feeling, man. I have a weird feeling. At first, I was like, all right, Chandler Max, BMF belt, which I fucking can't stand. I just don't think that's enough. I mean, you got Conor coming back, right? Like, Conor McGregor's coming back. It needs to be something crazy. It has to be something nuts and wild, and I think that's what they're trying to do. Figure out, okay, how can we angle this in a way where it's like, hey, Conor got hurt, or whatever it is, but we're giving you this. Check this out. I bet you didn't see this one coming, you know? So Chandler waits for Conor, who saves the card. Yeah, they got to figure out some championship things, and it's slim pickings, man. Leon versus Bilal. Oh my god, dude! Like, what the fuck? There's slim pickings. There's slim pickings. It's nuts. John Jones return, man. I wish, John, but that's not even close to happening. John's talking November. Rest of the card looks meh, other than Gary versus Paige. Yeah, this card is tailor-made. And this is another thing. It's like, how do you not have someone like a backup plan? Like, you know, if that fight falls apart, like, this is a disaster. How the fuck do you not have a backup plan? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Conor versus four 8 balls a day of cocaine habit? Maybe. Yeah, that could be it. Unbelievable, man. It's so fucking nuts. I gotta be honest with you. It's infuriating. I shouldn't be mad. I mean, I guess if I was just a fan in this situation, I didn't have a fucking show around it, I probably wouldn't give a fuck. You know, I'd be like, whatever. Life goes on. I'll just skip that event. You know? But just as a content creator, it's just like, man, like, I was just thinking about the juice, man. Like, the fucking juice leading up to something like this. As a fan, on top of being a content creator, building our community, just fucking talking shit back and forth. Who's going to win? Chandler McGregor. I like the banter. Come on, UFC. Come on, bro. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing? What happened with Conor? Oh my god, I don't want to repeat myself. But anyway, listen, if you're just jumping in, they still haven't told us what the hell's going on with that press conference. Conor McGregor's putting out these cryptic ass tweets. The UFC has been pulling their pay-per-view and their ads. Like, you can't find a way to get this fight. People say it's out there. Let me see if anyone gave me any receipts. Let's see. I got a couple of tags here. Let's see. So if you buy it, that will make the fight happen. Wow, people on Twitter are so dumb, man. Like, I look at some of my responses, like what is wrong? Like, they're fucking weirdos, man. Like, the shit that they say is like the dumbest things. I'm not even gonna respond to that. It's so weird. So fucking weird. Yeah, but so this guy says that he was gonna give me a receipt of him purchasing the event. No receipt. I tried and it gave me an error. I couldn't get it. Not one fucking person has produced an evidence that you can buy this pay-per-view after this shit went down. Not one fucking person. Not one person. Dude, I'm like so over this shit. I can't wait to find out. I can't fucking wait to find out what the reasoning for this was. I can't wait, because we're eventually going to find out. Is it an injury? Are they playing games? This is a marketing thing. Like, what's going on here? I can't fucking wait. Let's see. Trending. Look at this. McGregor's UFC 303 injury raises doubt. So it is trending like a mofo. It is trending like a mofo. Latest. Well, they got it trending. Great for the Ultimate Fighter, right? How many of you are watching the Ultimate Fighter tonight? Man, oh man. So this guy, Ook MMA, WOC MMA, UFC 303 no longer being advertised on pay-per-view, which that's true. There is no advertisements there. UFC have privated the Conor McGregor free fight videos posted a few days ago. True. Conor McGregor and Dana White have been silent, for the most part, yes. Michael Chandler is posting self-help quotes on Instagram. All accurate. All fucking accurate. Dude, it's so fucking dumb. It's so weird, man. How much? Oh, to watch Tough. Rename the studio. And I gotta be honest with you, I hope you don't do it. Because I honestly, oh my God, dude, I hate Tough. I think Tough is so fucked. Like, it's such a shit show. It makes me so angry. If you watch me reacting to the Conor McGregor one, I was complaining from beginning to end, and then people were like, why are you watching it then? If you don't like it, why are you watching? I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're fucking right. I'm not watching this shit anymore. I'm not. It's fucking terrible. It's so bad, man. Tough is such a bad show. It's literally like they should be showing Tough to torture people for information. That's what they should be doing. It's like getting waterboarded. Oh, it's so bad. It's such a bad show. I can't remember the last time it was a decent show. That flyweight season wasn't bad. The one where the flyweight that won, was it Tim Elliott, where he the person that won could fight Mighty Mouse. Like, that was kind of cool. Like, that whole shtick was neat, you know? But that was it, man. Like, I don't, like, it's so bad, man. And you motherfuckers are like, oh, I'm going to watch it. If you're a real UFC fan, you watch it. Bro, it's a soap opera. Like, it's like literally a soap opera of people. Hey, look, I'm gonna bunk over here. Here's my bed. Where are you sleeping, buddy? Hey, you had too much to drink. Let's fight. Like, what the fuck, bro? Get to the fights. And then when they show the fights, it's like, you can't even enjoy it. Like, the camera's cut into the coaches. You're trying to watch the fight and the camera's cut into the fucking coaches. Oh my God, it's fucking terrible, man. Such a bad show. Such a bad show. And I should be promoting it because I am sponsored by ESPN Plus, but I will be fucking damned to say that's actually a good show. Don't even, if you're gonna watch it through my link in the description. Don't fucking even do it. It's so bad, man. Real world drama. Yeah, it does. It feels like if the real world sucked, which the real world does suck, but if it sucked even more. Back in the day, remember Real World Road Rules Challenge? Like, that actually was done somewhat interesting. I don't know how they were able to pull that off, but Real World, I don't know if it's still on, but Real World versus Road Rules, the challenge. Like, why can't the UFC just make it like that? Like, that shit was good. Like, I don't understand. Like, how could you make that show good, and this show where they actually beat the fuck out of each other, you can't make that good? It makes no sense. Let's see. The Real World is better. I left my ass off back in the... It is. Like, it's crazy, man. You hating on MMA Guru means you like him. Haha. I don't... What are you saying? I don't know what you're saying. Well, who the hell fucking brought up Guru? What the fuck? This sucks. I should have listened to you and saved my money on the Tyson fight, even though we got them. Oh, I'm glad you got it back, man. Yeah, when they made that fight, I was just like, am I going to react to it? Sure. You know, I'll do content on it. But as a fan, like, even when my uncle was saying that he wanted to go, I'm like, why? Why did you want to fucking go to that? I mean, maybe they'll eventually make it happen and it'll be a circus. ESPN Plus has buy Conor fight. No, I tried to buy it. It gave me an error. And then I gave people a challenge. If anyone's going to buy the pay-per-view, throw a link. If anyone's going to buy that pay-per-view, send me a screenshot of the confirmation that you bought it. And to put our rest at ease. And I'll post it out there. Oh, yeah, Rampage versus Evans. I mean, back in the day, the reason why I got into the UFC, it helped. Actually, one of the big seasons for me was, like, I loved Michael Bisping versus Mayhem Miller. I remember I was like, oh, this is the bully beatdown guy. Mayhem Miller versus Michael Bisping. I was, like, really into that season. And it's just a shame. And the Conor versus Uriah Faber was a fun one. Little snake in the grass, you know, like, that was a great season. There's so many, I mean, all the old ones with the Nate Diaz season or whatever, you know, they were all good back in the day. I don't know what the fuck happened. You said that people hating on Conor makes you like him more. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're breaking up. Chandler versus Garcia. You imagine Ryan Garcia? I mean, you at this stage of the game, you kind of need someone fucking crazy to step in. I mentioned Logan Paul. I was like, you know what? I don't want to see it. I don't want to fucking see Logan Paul, but you know what? You're going to have to do something crazy like that. A deviated septum. Remember when Conor said he's on his period? Like, he would always make injury jokes for the other fighters that would pull out of a fight. And here it is, we're on the verge of finding out that Conor McGregor is going to fucking pull out of this fight. We're on the verge. Forge the Irish Stout. At least he's selling the stout. It's just infuriating, man. It's just like, fucking tell us. Tell us what the hell's going on. It's like a therapy session right now. I keep refreshing. I'm like, yo, give me the news, man. What are we doing? There's something telling me, though, perhaps, that they might just drop news during the Ultimate Fighter, and maybe this is a fucking publicity stunt just to get people to watch the most horrific show on the internet. Maybe that could be it. It's past play it out, 100%, man. And you're talking to a guy that's actually like a big Conor supporter. You hear
that jam?
I just got shobbed over here.
How things are looking. Chandler kids going back to the orphanage in Africa.
Oh my God.
Super chat.
That was from Chandler's kids. That was actually from them.
Conflict of interest, maybe? With the Comish? BKFC?
No, I don't think I debunked that yesterday. I honestly don't think it has anything to do with BKFC. Now, could there be a contract negotiation type thing? All right, Ariel just tweeted. Here we go. We're staying on to find out. Thank you. Ariel just tweeted. Here we go. Breaking news. Okay, this is 2 minutes ago from the nose. You ready? You guys ready? Breaking news! Hit the like button, motherfuckers! McGregor has never pulled out of a scheduled UFC fight ever, so get out of here with this pull merchant nonsense. Okay, we've said that. We all know this. Who doesn't fucking know that? He could have easily pulled out of the UFC 189 when Aldo withdrew, but remained on the card to fight Mendez. Oh, God. Is this just him defending McGregor with a messed up knee? When scheduled, he has always shown up. Number 3, obviously stakes were made to be broken, but that is history. Number 4, things happen in training camp all the time. That doesn't see the light of day. If the presser wasn't scheduled for yesterday, we'd likely never have been alerted to anything because there would have been nothing to cancel. So my hunch is completely accurate. It's fucking completely accurate. There was an injury that happened. And now they're trying to figure out, okay, one, is this an injury? There are two options here. Is this injury something that we can overcome and still compete? Or 2, who the fuck's going to step in? Who's going to step in? Who's going to step in for Conor McGregor? We're already making excuses here. I understand that he's never pulled out of a fight. It's the first thing I thought about when this news broke. I understand that. He's never pulled out of a fight. It's something we've always as Conor fans, always hung our hat on that, right? We're like, hey, never pulled out. Never, ever pulled out of a fight. In this situation, it's almost, listen, I went from 75, I'm going 90% chance Conor's not fighting. 90%. 90%. Easily. 90%. And if it's Staff, it would be fucking hilarious. It would be kind of fitting, right? McGregor should just officially retire. He's never defended a title. He technically did. He was the interim champ. I spoke about that yesterday. I was like, if everyone discredits the interim strap, which I usually do, and I usually never talk about it, but if you want to talk about defenses, yeah, I kind of did. I mean, what is Tom Aspinall doing? Would you consider Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades? Is that a title defense? What is that? Canelo? What would you consider that? Mac's gonna take the shit. He's a BMF for a reason. I mean, they gotta throw a lot of money at Max. And even if they do throw a lot of money at Max, how are they gonna confirm that Max is gonna justify? And listen, Max is a beast. But how is Max gonna justify selling? Like, do you understand? Do you know the prices of the tickets for this event? Like, these prices are astronomical for 303. Max Holloway being in the main event is not going to sell those. People are not going to want to be in those seats. And as soon as you switch names, people get refunds. So the UFC right now is probably like, you know what? We need something crazy. We got to figure this shit out. And like Ariel said, he's not wrong. If they shot themselves in the foot because this press conference was never going to really happen. And if it never did, we would have no clue. No one would be sniffing this shit out. So is it a possibility still that the UFC is playing games as the whole marketing strategy? It's possible. But judging from those tweets that Ariel sent, not likely. Conor's injured. Max won't sell like Conor. No. As much as I like Max, let's be honest here. Who would? Who sells like Conor? No one, like, every time Conor's on a card, it's 1 million pay-per-view buys. Every time. Doesn't matter who his dance partner is. It's like, put him up against anyone, he's going to sell. So, yes, Max Chandler would be a banger, but you would have to knock that down to co-main and figure out, okay, who the fuck we're going to have on top? Khabib. I mean, you know the UFC is probably exhausting all options right now. Oh, I hate this, man. I fucking hate this. This is fucking stupid. This is so dumb. This is fucking dumb. I'm over this. I'm fucking over this right now. I'll see you tomorrow on the stream. Thank you guys for stopping by. I am at wit's end. He's not coming back. He's not. This is fucking dumb. He says, I'm going to be back in the octagon. No, you're not. You're not. And listen, if you got injured, it's not your fault. The reason why I'm so agitated is because no one is saying anything. There are paying customers out there. There are people that support your product. The least you can do is just put out something and say, hey, listen, we're working on it right now. Conor's not coming back, but we're working on it. We're going to give you something special. But you're not even going to do that. You're not even going to fucking do that, UFC. Ridiculous. It's a disgrace. I'm over this shit. I'm going to boxing. I'm over this UFC. I'm quitting right now. I've had enough of your nonsense and your bullshit. You've dragged us along too far, and I'm not going to stand for this anymore, okay? Thank you guys for stopping by. I don't know when I'll be back.